think about it. The more you spend, the more your audience you can retarget, the more emails you can collect, the more data points you have. There's this whole fourth layer that is now more valuable than oil. Did y'all know that now that the data industry is more valuable than oil? Awesome. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here in the Blue Collar Boardroom. We got some special guests. What's up, man?
What's going on, Lee?
Introduce yourself here to the YouTube, podcast, Instagram, Facebook audience.
I'm going to break the fourth wall.
All right.
I'm going for it. Hey, folks. Not supposed to. Lee had all these rules. He's like, no matter what you do, don't look at the camera. So, my name's Chris Scoville, and it's so great to be here. I just drove over all the way from the other side of the state to make it here in the Naples. Because this guy, what's your name?
Mike Abernathy.
Mike calls me. He's like, hey.
Stop it and start
He's
doing
like, do you want to go over to Lee's and do a podcast?
Be ambitious.
The reason why I have Chris here is because he has financed billions of dollars of home improvement projects. He's a master at the retail sales process. He's been doing sales meetings for my team as a secret sales assassin. I've been using him as a free sales trainer, and that's one of my hidden secrets is even sales trainers learn from other people good sales training. You know, I think it's funny. You know, people are like, my system's the best, but you know, I don't care about like who's the best. I care about winning, and that means sometimes taking a little bit of what everybody's doing and looking, hey, that's working for him. How do we implement it for us?
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
You know a lot about the solar industry. There's a big future in solar guys becoming roofers, roofer guys becoming solar, and you're also a marketer. And the reason why I asked you to be here is because I believe that for freedom, that all blue-collar entrepreneurs are going to have to learn a little bit of all that. They're going to have to learn how to sell first. Then they're going to have to learn how to get their message out there on the internet, on technology, and become a personal brand. You know, I've been friends with you for a while. I feel like I get to know you because you're transparent and put yourself out there on your network. People know, kind of have a personality with you more than they have like, what exactly does he do? And that's where basically social media is at its best, when you pull people in and you attract people into your world. And so basically Chris is going to be talking about, you know, automation and marketing. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but you know, really as a guy that's from the storm restoration space, I have some specific questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
All right. So a storm chaser my entire life. I was always dependent on chasing a storm. I was always dependent on the weather. Sometimes that meant during winter I wasn't making money. Consistency, we'd make a lot of money at some times, but cash flow would go down. It'd like roller coaster profits from time to time. And, you know, this is before the internet, Facebook and Google.
What did you do when a storm didn't hit?
Well, we made enough money in the years that the storm did hit that, you know, no matter what the storm would hit, we'd go there. What happened over time was there became more competitors in the storm business.
Right.
Like they started putting exactly the map of where the storm was. It was no longer, you know, like guesswork. And basically now there's so many people doing storm chasing. There's things like reviews and the power of a local contractor. It's hard for a stormer to go in there, run a big sales team, and you don't see as many of these big storm chasing and roofing companies that are doing $30, $40, $50 million chasing storms all across the country. You know,
Yeah. That's interesting because it reminds me of what's it? The water's red and the sharks are all kind of attacking the same fish to eat, right?
Yeah.
So the roofing industry, as we see it, if everyone's zigging, wouldn't it be a good time to zag?
Well,
right?
Yeah, baby.
Or cross sell. You had mentioned earlier, Lee, before you started talking about storm chasing. I have to take notes because obviously attention deficit disorder, and I'm 50 years old, so I forget.
Well, I think
stuff.
a lot of my audience wants to learn how to be more of a storm catcher, wants more consistency, wants to implement retail. Doesn't really know how to do it. I think then there's some guys that are retail guys that do no insurance, or maybe you're a fence guy, you're a landscaper, you're watching this, and you have no idea about how this insurance restoration process works.
Right.
So you've seen companies build their window businesses for as much and sell it for $80 million.
Yep.
And you know their processes. So, you know, kind of relate to everybody about, you know, how you think, you know, how you solve these problems for my audience.
Let's unpack it. So you had mentioned before cross-selling, right? You had mentioned solar guys are doing well, roofing guys. I mean, I think that's a great way for some of the roofing companies out there that are just doing storm restoration and waiting for the big storms to come in. network within your area to also do some cross-selling, right? So that's
first tip Chris Scoville has is open a solar division. We actually have some new training in Sky Diamonds University. I brought on a guy from Solar City, Taylor McCarthy, and he's just recorded his absolute masterpiece as far as like solar training goes. So
even taking it a step backward, if you don't have the ability to open up a solar division or air conditioning or fencing or whatever it might be within the industry, find somebody within your community to network with. Team up, power up, figure out a way to bring solutions to the consumer, right? If you're there and you're knocking and they don't have a roofing need, but you have a partnership with people within the community and a non-division.
So me and you were just talking about Jay Abraham.
Right?
This is what I love about our synergy.
Yeah.
Me and you were talking about Jay Abraham.
Absolutely.
Tip number 2, guys, write it down. Host beneficiary relationship. And let me show you how it's done. Pick up that book with your left hand there. So I want you to share that book with your email list. And as basically the beneficiary of doing that, I will share with you the returns of what we sell, a percentage. And not only that, your clients will get massive value and free value, and because it's in $7.95 shipping. I mean, what's the biggest deal?
Not even a number.
Not even a number.
Not even a number.
And whenever basically they have the opportunity to buy a digital door knocking challenge, they're going to learn from me how to make videos that sell. Very, very much effective. Do you know any contractor that's more of an authority on how to make video ads than me?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we've got 12,000 contractors in our network nationally right now. I mean, we're going to do...
No, but how many contractors do you see making video ads, geographically targeting areas?
Not that many. It's a hidden gem, but it's not a hidden gem. It's there.
It's wide open.
It's wide open. It's a wide open opportunity.
Needs the training. And I personally, and this is just my crazy ego, I think I'm the best at doing digital door knocking, which is video sales, because I don't know, that's what I want to be best in the world at.
Why do you think guys are scared of getting into the marketing side of it?
It's because it's the unknown. The biggest fear in people's lives is because it's unknown. So if you don't ever take the step to learn something, of course it's going to be a big fear factor in your life.
What would you say to somebody that does want to get into the marketing side of it?
Dive in, read books, start somewhere, emulate, follow, copy, but don't steal what other people are doing. Successful people are successful people for a reason. They're doing.
If you want to pick up one of our mentors, Jay Abraham has a book you can download on the internet.
100%.
It's called the Mr. X book. If you go to like Google, quick hack,
jayabraham.com.
free. Yeah, there's a lot of good books, but my book's Contracting Growth Secrets. You can pick that up. What I really want to keep going on is, the main thing that people wouldn't create content for is they overthink what people will think about them. Literally.
Yeah.
You go on stage, you don't care about what someone thinks about how you sing or how you play guitar, and that's a hard gift. Maybe that comes naturally to you, or maybe you have to work through that. Right. So people that are wanting to figure out how to make their own ads and make their own stories, they don't want to be egotistical.
Right.
They may look at me and they might say, "Oh wow, he's cocky. He comes off abrasive. I don't want to be that guy." And maybe I'm just trying to get your attention, and this is not exactly who I am. I mean, because in reality, when you hang out with me, you find out a lot of this polarity is to get your attention. Yeah. And,
you know who's great, Lee, who's great at that?
Who?
Russell Brunson.
Yeah, he is.
You watch him online, you see this larger-than-life personality, but inside of that, when he gets out of that shell, he's just an introvert that doesn't really want to talk to people out in the community.
Isn't it funny?
But if you see him online, you're like, oh, my God, he's so vibrant, he's so loud, he's got some energy, he talks so fast. But then inside, he'll openly say it in this podcast. I don't really.
What I like
I'm an introvert.
a lot about Russell is the stories that he tells.
Well, it's the stories.
Everything's about a story, right?
Yeah.
There's so many stories. To your point, guys that are uncomfortable talking on camera to do what you do here, if they're comfortable telling stories in a bar to their buddies about something, then they need to be authentic. If they're selling a roof or fencing or home improvement, whatever it is, tell stories about how you helped people, like how Mike sent somebody to me yesterday.
Absolutely.
What she needed financing.
Her
conversation was very simple.
So I see a lot of marketers, and I try to take the guesswork out of it. So I'm going to skip to the part where we create leads in my scaling blueprint.
Okay.
Just so I can explain to you kind of what makes me different than the other roof guys, because we don't have a lot of time to talk all the time about different stuff. But what I try and teach my contractors, whether you're an AC guy, window guy, or roofer, is that people aren't on social media to buy a home improvement project, okay? What they're on social media to do is catch up with their grandkids, their kids.
Yep.
So the first thing you got to do is catch their attention, right? And I believe that if you make good video ads, you don't have to focus on sales funnels. You don't have to focus on tech, because you have the lead generation form within Facebook that automatically connects and collects the information. And then you can follow up with automation like you, or you can use a one-page landing creation through like your tool.
Real quick point on that. We got to stop. We got to unpack this stuff.
Okay.
That was hugely important what you said. You stop, attract, get their attention. Well, what you said more importantly is this. Look, I love funnels. I love them. They have their purpose and they have their time. Facebook doesn't want you to leave Facebook.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Well, I've tested it. See, this is
They want you to stay within Facebook.
because I'm spending money for about 60 different companies, and I spend a lot of money myself for 2 companies. I mean, I spend $100,000 a month of my own personal money on Facebook. So I know that's kind of ridiculous, and I don't think GAF spends that much. I don't think Owens Corning spends that much. As a matter of fact, I know they don't.
No.
So I am acquiring all the data, and I'm using the artificial intelligence. And what I do is I figure out by all these different videos what hooks work.
Right.
And the hook I found that works the most, and this could apply to any home improvement project if you're watching this, is the Geico hook. We offer a 15% price value guarantee. I want to make sure you don't overpay for your air conditioning costs. We do free service calls when other people charge. 15% better price value. We're in the neighborhood right now. My name is Lee. Let me tell you a story about
Numbers,
your neighbor,
percentages.
Mr. Scoville. Mr. Scoville, he had, now we're getting the story, hook story offer. This is Russell. Mr. Scoville had just a small leaky AC unit, and what happened was he kept doing repairs and thousands of dollars. He got bids, and we came out there. We earned his business. We gave him the warranty package. He saw the value. Don't just take it from me, take it for Chris. Oh, they did an amazing job. They were price value was better than everybody else. See, you heard it from me. Why don't you please click the link below, and we'll give you 15% off a brand new air conditioning compressor. This is up to $500 in value. Click the link below. You can use my hidden damage. So in the beginning, when I hook their attention, I'm talking about the hidden costs of what happens when you don't take action.
Right.
So the hidden costs, what are the hidden costs of your windows not being addressed?
No, AC's going right out the window.
Okay, give me some more hidden costs.
Safety, health of family.
Okay.
Right? Protect the home.
Okay. So if I'm making a video ad for the window guy that sold his company for $80 million, I'm showing flashes of these issues of air and
hit the pain points.
And you know, if you ever think about who is the most successful at doing video ads, you have to think about what's the most successful offer, and it's Leaf Guard, because you know who has the most successful offer? The one you see the most. Exactly. And the reason why you see me with hundreds of thousands of views and you see me over and over again on your Facebook newsfeed is because my offer.
By the way, my wife is getting a little sick of you.
Well, you know, it's okay.
Let's get it out right now. Who's this Lee guy? Why is he on your Facebook? What's going on? How come he's following me over to Pinterest?
Hey,
He
the cool thing,
emailed me
you can tell your
again.
wife, you can tell your wife that all the people that are on my email list are getting an email that tell us about this interview that's going to tell about your business and your story, and hopefully together we can collaborate, make a difference. You can get more roofers doing retail, more retail guys doing insurance. You can help these, maybe even solar guys learn roofing and help all of them learn automation. And you know what I love about social media is it connects worlds, and you're connected. You've been doing this a long time.
We got to get these guys doing some financing. Right?
Well,
it comes down to affordability when you think about it, right? If the insurance job is going to pay for it, or hey, maybe they just want to.
What do you think these guys?
What if they finance a deductible?
Well, that's number one.
Deductibles
What
are
if they
getting big
finance
right
the
now.
whole job and then we can get paid in a timely manner, and then when the carrier actually pays them, then they can pay off the debt?
Lee and Mike, listen, I probably talk to 25 or 30 contractors a day. My goal is to do 2 things. Number 1, we get the consumer taken care of. That's the ultimate goal. They come first. Number 2 is to get the contractor paid. Right? I mean, it's an unfair battle for you guys to do work, put a new roof on or windows or whatever the home improvement is on the home, and not get paid. Financing gives you the ability to, 1, get paid, and 2, give affordable options to the consumer. And with this COVID economy, who wouldn't want affordability, right? If you can leverage your money from a financial institution, get a job done, you get paid fast, and the customer gets their improvement done, and then they extend their payments out over a period of time, everybody wins. So, and the deductibles are high now, right, on some of these homes?
Yeah, we got 2% deductibles. We've got people that, you know, are in this Florida market sustaining leaks right now because it's rainy season. And we roll up on them, and we have an offer that allows them to protect their most important investment. And really that's what you talk about, is the value that the real estate is going up and how important and hidden costs of, you know, what's going to happen if they don't address it. And what happens is you build the value and tell them, hey, if you continue, the most expensive thing you can do is nothing. That's the best line. Right. And then we move into the price value guarantee. And then I usually like to sit them down at the kitchen table, and maybe I've got the wrong sales process, but say, hey, we've got one or two options. We offer in-house financing. We can get you started for 0% up to 12 months. We offer in-house financing, 0% up to 12 months, or we can get you started with a low monthly payment. What would you prefer?
Exactly. You nailed it. Two types of buyers: cash buyers, payment buyers. And once you've determined if they're not insurance, let's take insurance and storm off the table. As a sales professional, after you've done your intake and your conversation with the consumer, there's only, at the end of the day, two types of buyers. They're cash buyers or they're payment buyers. And you're going to give them that, like you had just said, the 12-month no interest, no pay. No pay till 2021. Or heck, we've even got hybrids nowadays where you could do 6 months, no interest, no payments that roll over to a low monthly payment option. So that's kind of like the best of both worlds. That's your closer. That's your back pocket, by the way. If the guy's objecting at interest rate, objecting that I can't pay it off in 12 months, your back pocket is, well, how about we give you the best of both?
So why do you think these guys that are hardcore door-to-door salespersons that think they're badass salespeople won't sit down and take someone through a retail sales process, build the value, and learn how to sell payments? Why do you think these roofers think they're such great salesmen?
I gotta say, hold on a second. I gotta get in this. First of all, I don't think that roofing salespeople are great salespeople at all. I really don't.
Shots fired.
This is the easiest sale in the world. So I've sold a lot of different things, and I'm telling you, this is not a sale. You're actually helping somebody. I mean, I've got a client right now because the carrier actually did not pay. They have mold in their roofing system, and this sounds like something that we could actually help a client out. Well, okay, this has to go to appraisal. They're not going to pay for it. We don't have enough money to do this right now. Not saying that the carrier won't have to pay for this and do what's right and fully identify. How do you say that word?
Indemnification.
Indemnify them. Is that right, Lee?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
I mean, as well.
This sounds like a solution to somebody like that.
Yeah.
And then the payments, when you were talking about the payments, just to touch a little bit more, like Grant Cardone talks about, you're going to want to actually give them options. What I would do as a salesperson, I would say, here's option A, option B, option C. Yep. Which works best for you?
Let me explain to you how I think that an insurance guy should use financing, okay? First of all, I think that the best offer in the world is let me check your roof for damage to see if you qualify for a roof paid for by the insurance company. That's going to get your foot in the door.
That's your hook.
That's your hook.
Yep.
I mean, you got a hook, story, and offer.
You got to come back down and tell a story, right, Lee?
Right.
Come on, baby. Come off the roof. Get out of the attic.
And
Let's go tell
no
a
matter
story.
what, we're going to go through like all the pain points of the roof. Really, in a retail roofer, they have to know how step flashing works, how a roof's not done correctly, how the ice, and then they tie these components into their clothes, and it's an educated clothes from a blue-collar sales professional, and he builds value in the different components of the roof, meaning he has to know the different components of the roof and how they're used. It takes more of a skilled clothes.
Like the technical side of it,
It's a technical, it's actually a roofing blue-collar clothes instead of just I'll do your roof for what the insurance company pays. Well, the thing is that what you do is and this is from my friends, a great retail market is Washington, D.C., Fairfax, Maryland. This company here, Chris Construction's $20 million. They do
great credit score area.
They do retail and insurance. But another company called Smart Roof, they get the customer all hungry for the hamburger,
right? About
the roofing, about it having damages, about all the problems. And they said, look, we're going to do everything we can to get the roof approved, but they don't oversell it. They're like, look, there's no guarantee the insurance company's going to pay. These guys, they pay wholesale prices. They deny all the time. Your insurance company's probably going to take advantage of you, and we're going to do everything we can to get it approved. Yeah. Instead of saying, we guarantee we can get you bought. This is going to be approved. Yeah. It's a free roof paid for by the insurance company. They just kind of change the pitch a little bit.
That's a good point. Do you know what their percentage of the retail business to Storm is?
Well, Chris is a little different than the other one, but I think it's probably 70-30 Storm versus retail, because what they do is after the roof's denied, now they're obviously chasing age. They're not just going up on new roofs or 7-year-old roofs trying to pitch them on retail.
They're being programmatic.
They're going after the old roofs, you know, and after they don't get them bought, and there's weak hail. We all know sometimes there's weak hail, and we don't get them bought. What they do is they say, hey, look, if you're open to it, we have a special program that you can get a new roof, zero money down, and we have a specialist that's more of a, he's basically a retail closer.
Yeah.
And he goes in behind the actual salesman after the value's built.
Yep.
And sits down with the customer and takes them through
options.
the roof in the box.
Yeah.
And Josh was one of the first people in this podcast, and he explained that the roof in the box is based off of the Apple principle, that if they touch a device in the Apple store 3 times, that they're 90% more likely to buy it.
True.
So if you get their hands on a drip edge, you get their hands on the ice and water shield, you get the hands on the reinforced duration.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's a reason. This is gold. Somebody turn their phone off.
My bad. So
There's a reason. You're putting out really good stuff. There's a reason why the window guys. We're talking about roofing right now, but the window guys go in there with the examples.
tell us about the window guys sales process.
They've got the examples.
Your buddy who sold us coming for $80 million. Walk me through his sales.
Well, I don't know.
Million.
Hey, to your point, is there a lot of window guys going out there chasing storms?
No.
So
not
okay,
that I know.
with that being said, and I've got nothing. Look, I'm not a professional roof storm guy that shows up. Like, they show up and they sell windows. They sample them. They've got the care. They the examples in there. They show them the light. They do the energy. They have a 3 or 4 hour presentation, right, where they're setting it all up. And at the end in the close, it's just what you said. The 3 options: the Apple, the Touch. We're offering the good, the better, the best. Option, option, option. We're offering payment options. Would you like a no interest, no payment for X? Would you like an 18-month with payment deferred? Would you like a low monthly payment for this term with no prepayment penalty? Providing options, providing cross-sells, showing them the numbers, right? We know
transparency in a written proposal to me is everything. Using
Showing
numbers
the
to take
numbers.
numbers out of the equation.
good, better, and best. What are they going to choose?
They're going to choose better or
Better.
best.
Thank you. Yes. Good, better, or best. Upsell, cross-sell, increase. Roofers can do this just the same. Even on insurance jobs, right?
Yeah.
They're going to finance it, and they get the insurance money, and they want to hold on to the insurance money. I don't know what they want to do with it. It doesn't matter.
They
take
take
care
they
of
want
this.
to get windows.
The process is so easy. They take it for granted, and then they could use it to do so much more if they're deliberate.
To answer your question, we're going back 10 minutes. You said, Chris, why aren't these storm guys selling financing? It's because they just haven't simply been introduced to it, maybe just like this and how you do in your book, right? It's a process. Once they learn the process, they can put it in their back pocket. What else can they do? Well, they can start advertising. They can advertise that they have affordable roofs in social media or through your processes.
Yeah, dude, it's an important thing. It's one of our whole specific videos. If you offer financing, and you can offer financing in every video, and people wonder,
a hook.
like on
Traction.
social, one of the biggest mistakes I see on videos is they say, "Hey, give me a call for a free estimate." They do one call to action. You don't realize that people pop into a Facebook ad and they pop out. So, just like I might say, "Hey, if what I'm saying makes sense, click link below for a free inspection," then keep talking. I'm also going to say, "Hey, we offer 0% interest in-house financing, and if you can't afford a roof right now, don't worry about it. Click the link below for a free." Boom. But I'm going to throw that in there, and then all those extra people who are worried about that now are going to let me on their roof.
Yeah.
And in marketing, it's whatever's fair in love and war will get your foot in the door.
Yeah, or like a portfolio, right?
Yeah.
Any good portfolio that you invest in the marketplace is going to be a bunch of different things. So I don't understand the industry why somebody would just want to offer restoration and storm insurance when they can offer retail. And even if it is a 70-30 split, that's 30% that you didn't have before. It's 30% that you took away from a competitor.
Right.
So a competitive advantage in the marketplace, if somebody's breezing through your website and you don't have a finance tab, or you're not saying we have affordable monthly payments, and they're looking for financing or affordable monthly payments, what are they going to do? They're going to keep
bounce.
searching to the next guy that maybe says, "Hey, contact us today for 12 months."
Well, let me tie this in, because people that are using Google are at the top of the buying cycle. They're different than Facebook, and everyone fucking jockeys for their position.
Yes, and they're paying money for it.
They're paying a lot of money for
money
it, dude.
for it.
I'm telling you, $300 to $400 per Google lead versus Facebook leads at 70 or less, or maybe 100.
Yeah.
The point is, they're 3 times as much.
Yep.
They have money burning a fucking hole in their pocket. And what if they are a guy who has already decided they want financing, and your website doesn't have it, or you don't mention it? And a lot of roofers don't even have a video sales letter or message on their website to the customer when they land on the website, which is, really, you're missing a big opportunity to close your customer.
Connection.
That's all there is to it.
How easy is it for them to apply? So what's the process? Can you kind of walk us through the process of applying for the loan?
Are you talking about the consumer or a contractor to start offering finance?
Yeah, in my in-home financing program, works like this. We do it inside your home, and it starts right here. Fill out your name and information.
Let me break it down for you. It's pretty simple. You take the phone. I want to touch that because Lee didn't wash his hands. But you take your cell phone, you take their driver's license, you scan it, and within 60 seconds, you're going to get an approval. Mr. Smith.
60 seconds?
60 seconds. Mr. Smith, I need you to hop online and go to this website and sign electronically. He goes, he signs electronically. You say, fantastic, we're going to go pull the permits and we'll have this thing installed hopefully next week. You install the job, you click Fund Me button, and we send the money to your ACH account. Painful? Yeah. Did we have to talk to any attorneys? No.
Yeah, so what we did, let me explain to you how we implemented retail. Because when you first started working with us, we were like almost no financing, and we were doing a lot of insurance. But as 3 years after the storm, we started doing more cash deals.
Yep.
People that actually had damage that didn't have insurance. There's a lot of those
It's the
people
best
here.
economy ever, by the way, cash deals.
Right.
That's why people spend cash during great economies.
Right.
Because
Now-
they have it.
Right.
Okay.
Now it's not such a great economy, and they don't have it.
It's interesting.
So you're definitely gonna need some financing options. But my point is we added a solar division, and adding a solar division then allows you to get the tax credit on the roof when you offer solar with the roof.
Wait, we have to stop. You're doing solar?
Yeah.
Why would you do solar, Lee? Is it because it's on the roof and you guys do roofs?
Yeah, it's because it's
That
on
seems
the
like
roof.
it makes
Ding,
too
ding,
simple
ding,
a
ding.
sense.
Johnny, tell him what he's won.
And it's also because I found out there's an army of door-to-door salespeople that sell solar that
They're really good at it.
they're really good at it. And when you teach them roofing sales, they're like, holy shit,
Exactly.
this roofing sales is amazing. And I hired a team of door-to-door solar guys, if you're implementing a solar division, I've got a new solar
That's
training.
great idea, Lee.
But
Great
more
idea.
importantly, the best thing to do is get a whole qualified team and teach them roofing, because what that did was it got my whole team thinking more about doing retail deals. Period. We started selling more upsells and upgrades, and I use a lot of Facebook and Google to supplement our insurance deals. So we offer financing on a lot of our Google leads, a lot of our different people that we come across through Facebook. They opt into our campaigns and they may not qualify because they're just kind of hitting all the areas. And so I really appreciate what you did. I know you kind of moved on and got this new solution since then from that group, but I'm really excited to work with you because you were the one who got me the result.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we look forward to it as well. And to add to that, and I mean to interrupt you, my apologies. Something real exciting for the marketplace, for any of your huge audience that you have. Appreciate you having me here, by the way. Commercial financing is rolling out in 3 weeks, and we're just so excited about that. Okay, we're not going to talk too much about it, but
So commercial property owners are going through some tough times, and being able to, one thing that I found out was that in Miami and some of these areas, one of my students, is the power of the mastermind. He's over there in your neck of the woods. He'll take a lead from a coating, like he'll send a mail out, and it'll say that we can do new roof replacements for 50% of the cost. They can get 80% reflectivity, that we can go right over the old roof and be coatings.
Radiant barrier,
So what that does is it gets your hook. And out of the 10, 4 of those roofs are so wet that he can't coat them. He has to bid replacement.
Right.
Nice.
But he gets on the roof.
He gets on the roof. Okay. Some of them are coating leads. A lot of them turn into replacements.
Yep.
But what he does is he, with a U-clip, ties in a solar panel, and basically now is able to add solar to a roof for less than what the roof would cost.
Great point. Solar guys that are in the residential business don't know how to get on a commercial roof.
Isn't that funny?
You just I don't know who's listening to this.
Well,
they don't know how to get on the
it wasn't
commercial
my
roof.
idea.
I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable. It blows my mind every day.
So I'm actually, and we got to talk more, but I got to introduce you to my man Chris Porosky.
And we know the secrets about Reonomy as well.
Oh yeah, and that's
Huge.
selling
I came out with that 4 years ago, by the way.
large commercial. I mean, that's how I found Grant Cardone's information.
Dude, we got lots of
I wanted to
secrets.
sell Grant Cardone a roof after I read his book, and people said, "How did you find his apartments?" And he didn't tell me where they were.
No, but there's a secret sauce out there, folks.
I hunted him down like the CIA agent that I am, and
I saw you at Tony Robbins' house, too.
oh yeah, I'll show up in your backyard.
I
dog.
saw you guys over there.
I'll show you. Look, Donald Trump be having me for lunch soon, dude. You have no clue.
I love
just
it.
I want to
getting
get
started.
back.
I
I
love
want to
it.
get back to your book. I mean, the financing is great, and I think that's a great aspect to add to anybody's organization. and it's definitely going to help out with the cash flow, which goes back to the marketing part of it. So in the book, we have the playbook. So this is for not just roofers, this is for everybody. But what about the guy that he's a one-man show? He doesn't know anything. He doesn't have an office manager. Is this book going to help him move to get the workflows into place, the systems into place?
This is a book with a lot less words. I made this book after I wrote this book specifically for roofers. Damn, my bad. And specifically for roofers, this book is at skydiamondsroadmap.com, and it's got a lot of pictures. And the beautiful thing about this is it kind of tells you where you're at. And if you're a new guy, you got to learn how to get to 40 kitchen tables, and you got to learn how to sell. You got to follow a sales process. Mine's the 5 I's of the blue collar close: interrupt, investigate, invest into your client, instill certainty, and ask for the ink. And when you follow those steps at 40 kitchen tables and you perform good service, you offer retail or you do it through insurance, you get your first 25 deals that lead to referrals, and that's about $1 million in sales over the course of the year. As a contractor, the next step is to hire your first rep. It starts with finding somebody off a recruiting list. We train people online in the university. They duplicate yourself. When you're new, teaching people sales is really motivating, and it helps you actually start to build a company. But now you're just two salesmen. Maybe you have a couple salesmen, but you don't really have a company. Now you need to have your office set up, and this is basically where you get your CRM set up. And this R4 method is a CRM that you set up for contractors. There's a lot of different good CRMs. The main thing is that you get dedicated. You input your pricing, you input your macros, you connect it all, and you use it. And then you got to, at this point, get rid of a guy that tries to do it all. Because if you have a few salesmen, you're going to have to get rid of basically the idea that the owner or the operator is going to take the calls from the roofers, take the calls from the customers, and sell jobs and deal with the questions from the sales managers. It's just not going to happen. So typically we like to set up a complete production department, which means somebody in charge of all the builds, subcontracting, and this is the infrastructure of how you scale in the beginning. It's setting up your back ends. That's phase 3. Now, a lot of people don't do this. This is where you get your mission statement, your brand promise, your core values, your market leader positioning, and you establish your short-term and long-term goals. Now, this is how we run all of our company meetings twice a week, but then you actually have to start scaling your recruiting systems. And this is where there's a lot of coaches out there that teach training, closing, retail, sales, okay? I try to get salespeople in to knock doors, and a lot of window salespeople get salespeople in to give them leads, all right? Now, I've always brought people in to generate their own leads, and so right now in this good job market, Indeed, we send people to a Zoom meeting, we present our opportunity, get them excited, and then give them access to the university, get them to a live recruiting event. The way we supplement that is we make different videos, a lifestyle video, an owner story video, a sales rep testimonial video for our customers. And these videos are basically the funnel. They are the ad videos that get sales recruits directly off Facebook through paid ads. No one does that. Yep. And it has a recruiting funnel that we send people to with automated stuff that would follow up that you could use, your system to basically be the back end of. So it's a recruiting funnel, and it's automation in finding good people off of Indeed. So I'm really good at this because we were able to hire thousands of salespeople last year for me and my company and my clients. But this, to me, in Naples, is how we've gotten behind all the gated communities, and it's hand addressed direct mail. It's old school sales copy, yep, like Jay Abraham, bro. Yep. It's we write sales letters around here.
It's coming back.
It's coming back, bro.
Zig and zag. When they zig, you have to zag.
And I have a hand-addressed direct mail machine. We find the old roofs. We send the direct mail, and then we have a targeted telemarketing behind it. Dude, I get a ton of business this way, bro.
Couldn't agree
Almost more than off of Facebook.
I couldn't agree more.
This is
direct, as long as your copyright's on point.
Yeah, and then as long as you have a call center to call and follow up. These are the math. You send out 1,000 letters. People get frustrated because they only get one job. You spend $800 to get one job. That sucks. Well, when you use that job you got as a case study, you retarget with another letter, you get 4 jobs. Like, that still kind of sucks. Well, no. You still made money on the deal. The people came to you.
Build a referral affiliate program into it.
You ask for the referrals.
The place that you really make the money is when you call the list.
list.
And when you call the list, you get 50 jobs. And so, when by all said and done,
Wait. Let's rewind here. That's interesting. So you say you get 1,000 letters, you're doing a direct mail, and you actually have their telephone numbers as well?
Yeah, we use Haight Recon.
Okay.
And it pulls their phone number. Our sales reps drop pins on old roofs in the neighborhood.
Fantastic.
And then we have a call center. We have 2 call centers. One's what we call the Mexican Air Force. They do broad bomb drops. They hit whole towns and markets. And then we have like a Delta Force. And they're
do you do SMS as well, or do you have to have them opt in for SMS, for text messaging?
We could do SMS if we wanted to, but this would be opt in because these are spam attacks.
Okay, gotcha.
All right,
got it.
So we do voicemail drops. In the past, I did voice broadcasting, but I got in trouble. Man, why don't I do that no more? So then, I talk about building your online presence. I go through exactly the 3 different videos that any contractor can use to have a shitload of Facebook leads that are qualified. And I think you should have at least 3 because all retarget and follow up on each other. We geo-target the neighborhood. The hidden damage is whether it's hail damage or air coming out of your house because of the windows. The hidden damage is what can happen. And then you tell a story about the customer. And one of the things I see people fuck up on all the time is they just offer a free inspection and they don't give a special offer.
Free inspection is not a marketing campaign.
No,
we got a free inspection over here.
No, but I go through here about the build video, which is about being the Bob Villa effect in the neighborhood and demonstrating your value by showing off your job. And then I tell them the exact questions to ask in the testimonial videos so that you build certainty. And one of the biggest influencers here on how to get good testimonial videos was your friend Matt Ganzik.
Yep.
He taught me the right amount of how to frame testimonials so that you could get the customers to overcome the objections of your future prospects. And so I wrote down exactly how to do that. And this is quick. And this is kind of like this is where I really separate because, you see guys like Sam Taggart teach door to door. But, combining digital marketing and door to door along with direct mail. I don't know who's doing that.
Jab, cross, hook, punch, knockout.
And the way, we had Taylor, the guy from Solar City, sell 108 deals in 111 days.
Great job.
But he wants to win the contest. He wants to win the daily leaderboard. We give $1 million at money collected. You get a Rolex around here. We're going on trips to Bahamas. We got a sales contest, a trip to Vegas. And then we're constantly doing matchup contests. But the way that we do this is we have sales meetings. We make people train in the university. We have a system to which we onboard them. We recognize the winners. We get their weekly goals. We have contact with them through the WhatsApp chat, through the Zoom calls, daily leaderboards, contests, and we believe in a system where everyone gets a written proposal and that proposal is followed up on. So
it looks like the road, to sum this up, you asked the question, the guy that's a one-man shop gets this book. This is kind of the roadmap to walk him through the different steps.
This is the roadmap.
Success. Yeah.
And if you want a copy of it, you just go to skydiamondsroadmap.com. And I just went through it with you because, essentially there's some stuff about building systems and becoming a great leader and scaling a great company. But the truth is that you oftentimes see a lot of talking heads, but you don't know what they're all about.
Right.
And you know that I have a company and that we actually are what we say we are, but more importantly, it's not about what I can do for me. It's about how can I duplicate the success in others.
Sure.
And
that's when the scale comes.
That's when the scale comes. And what that book you're holding is, I can tell you, I've had a guy in Ireland bought that book. And he told me, he's like, dude, we're in complete lockdown here. And I'm like, fuck, what do you mean? It's like, we are locked down for all year. And
real lockdown.
I don't know if you know that, but people in Great Britain and Ireland and shit, they're still on like what we were right after COVID. Yeah. So his pivot was he started, he read my book, started generating ads for leads for a roofer in Houston on a basis where if he did a good job that he could be a business partner. Yeah. Then he acquired a partnership in a roofing company. Yeah. He hadn't even came to the United States. He's in Ireland, and now he's a half owner of a roofing company.
Seriously
that is what being ambitious is all about.
That's
awesome.
So whether if a regular contractor reads that, applies it to his business. If somebody reads this and gets some marketing secrets about Facebook leads, or if somebody finds out about the roofing industry and wants to join. There's 2 books here, one with a lot of words, Contracting Growth Secrets. That one's for all the contractors. You go to contractinggrowthsecrets.com. And then you got the Roofing Growth for Dummies guide here. That's how we build 8-figure roofing companies like
if you said dummy, then I'm taking
that one's at
I'll just take it home with me. I mean,
that one's at skydiamondsroadmap.com. But man, how can they get in touch with you? And I got some real clarity I want to go over on this R4 method.
Sure.
What's the R4 method?
R4 method is pretty simple. We build automation systems for contractors to help them get more reviews, referrals, rewards, and retention. I came up with the concept, interestingly enough, 2 years ago. And after working with contractors for 20 years, you get to know them pretty well and intimately, right? So the biggest problem that I saw was they were really good at making sales and collecting their money, whether it's insurance or retail, but they really weren't good with the follow-up, right? Like how to really advance the customer's life value, right? How do I get a review from him? How do I automate that process? How do I stop a 1 to 3? How do I stop a Karen from getting super pissed and it pushing to Yelp, right? How do I stop that and fix that to turn that 1 to 3 into a raving fan, to turn them into a 4 or 5? So automation systems do that. And then how do I push the 4 to 5s where I need them to go? More importantly, how do I turn those 4 to 5s into raving fans and turn them into referral advocates? Because once you've made a sale and you've got somebody that loves your company and they're an advocate, they're now a salesperson for you. I don't know if you guys ever think about it, right? You talked about hiring a bunch of salespeople. If you really over-deliver and exceed expectations with a customer and they love you, they won't have a problem giving you 5 referrals. They really won't have a fucking problem receiving $250 to $500 every roof that you close from their referral, right? Yep. So if we automate the process to get reviews through old-fashioned ways, through new-fashioned ways and technology, now we got reviews. Now we're nurturing and we're engaging and we're getting feedback and survey forms from them, all automated. And then we're turning them into a referral affiliate program with one link, not something that they got to sign up for and worry about that. Just one link that they can send to their friends and their family and their relatives and their neighbors and church and all the people that they do business with. Now they're your salespeople. And then those people turn into more people. So we're bringing the lead acquisition cost by working deals at your closing. So there's buckets. Your sales guys either make a sale or they don't make a sale, right? Mm-hmm. One thing's going to happen. Make a sale or don't sell. How do you follow up with that person that doesn't purchase? How do you follow up with the person that does purchase, right? Automation systems take place at that point. When they come back, you've got their information, and then the bucket splits. We treat this person that didn't buy this way. Educate, nurture, feedback. Why didn't you buy? Reason. Follow up, drip campaigns. The person that did buy, this is really slick. We have an automation process that we do a few things. We send thank you letters out and postcards and electronically through email. That gets them to do what?
Review.
Get you the review. We use QR codes now to build that in because everyone knows what QR codes are. Now they scan them. That pushes them to your affiliate referral site. So now they turn into a referral agent. We do another thing. We send them a gift. When was the last time you went home and saw a box at your front door and you didn't get excited?
No, always.
Right?
Yeah.
If you see the Amazon box, it's got a fucking smiley face on it.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
It doesn't matter what's in it. If it says Lee on it, you pick it up and go, thank God this wasn't my wife's name. It doesn't matter if there was a freaking pen inside.
No, you're absolutely right.
We've automated the process. The letter that gets sent out, your machine is badass, by the way. The letter that gets sent out, the emails that get sent out, the gift that gets sent out automatically from the closed sales. They open up the gift and what's inside? A gift from you saying, hey, thanks for doing business with us. Thanks for buying solar or roofing or fencing or windows or doors. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, if we did a good job, can you please leave a review? Scan the code, takes them to your review site. They leave the review. If they said you're awful and this coffee mug is nasty, I'm going to give you a bad review. It pushes the 1 to 3 to your desk so your desk can go, what did we do? Where did we screw up? How can we make this better for you so you can fix the problem? It's a repetitive, saying thank you, asking for a review, turning them into a referral agent. Because when your endorphins are flying because you see the box, you're going to leave a good review. You're going to, wow, this is really cool. Thanks for this gift. You're going to leave the review and you're going to go, you know what, they did do a good job, but holy cow, they pay $500 if somebody goes solar with ours. Like,
nice.
It's a process, right? So automation from the point of sale, and then of course there's the lead funnels and all that other stuff that we build in. But that's really kind of the big concept of it is to hone in on reviews and referrals.
I think the biggest thing is
it's just tying
since
it
you
all
understand
in.
the contracting business, you understand financing, and you're a marketing student who gets geeked out on automation. Yeah. This is kind of like what we call future-proofing contracting companies. Yeah. It's relevant to any industry, roofing, solar, any type of contractor, window guy, remodeler. And, you know, that's the main thing is I feel like there are a lot of your people that I have a lot of value to add. A lot of my people can be selling more retail projects, using more automation. And, you know, basically what it comes down to it is we're at a precipice where you're either using artificial intelligence or you're not. What does that mean? When you're using advertisement on Facebook and Google, they're picking the best people to send your... And so you're building an audience to retarget. And that data that you're collecting is either like the size of the CIA, like you're growing it. Like think about it. The more you spend, the more your audience you can retarget, the more emails you can collect, the more data points you have. There's this whole fourth layer that is now more valuable than oil. Did y'all know that now that the data industry is more valuable than oil? And so if you are a contractor and you're not advertising, you're not building this data. And then if you're not collecting the data in an automation where you're having a relationship with your customer, then you're not doing anything with the data like you should. And
leaving money on the table.
And what that tells me is, you know, you have to be watching that thing and there's a leaky bucket somewhere in my sales system. And Chris, the reason why I'm bringing him to you is I like marketers, problem solvers, consultants that's got, you know, experience in the contracting space that know how contractors think. And I work personally with you, and I just know that anybody that was to work with you on financing or automation or sales training, that they would get the answers that they needed to solve their problems. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Here to help.
Where can they get in touch with you?
That's it. Just go to r4method.com and there's a little first name and email. I don't ask for money. Just give me your information and we'll connect. Or you can, you know, go to Facebook. It's Chris Scoville. You guys can link that thing up there.
Yeah, he's on Facebook at Chris Scoville. That's where me and you first connected. And on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, but you got time for that. I'm busy.
All right, guys. Well, this has been an awesome episode.
It's good. It's great.
It's been great, man.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
We discussed a bunch of stuff. And if there's any lessons that you can take, it's that every successful contracting company, like 90%, 95%, that's consistently grown over time, has implemented financing, and you can't basically run away from it. And as I grew and I wanted more consistency and I started advertising more and adding a different kind of leg of profit. Just look at it like Grant Cardone. It says you got to have multiple streams of income, each type of lead, each type of sell, whether it's residential, commercial, retail, insurance, they're different flows of income. And for you to ignore flows of income because you don't understand them or you don't want to take chances, well, that's silly. You need to connect with people like Chris, get to know them, spend extra time with them. And, you know, when it comes to this technology shit, look, you got to get my book. You got to make sure that you don't get taken out by artificial intelligence data, Facebook and Google. This shit will wipe you the fuck out. So go to contractinggrowthsecrets.com before you get, you know, running off the cliff of contractor archaic sales methods. So, man, enjoyed you, brother.
Hey, thanks for having
a lot,
me.
guys.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.